Hey guys, Saga here, and I just got finished with two games. The first was probably the single greatest Widowmaker game I've ever played in my life. It was something like 40 eliminations. I had the gold on damage, which was like around 20k or something ridiculous. I had the gold on kills. I had the gold on objective kills. I had the gold on everything that was relevant. And in this game, I could not miss. Literally, my bullets would find heads would fly into my bullets. It was ridiculous. Like, it was absolutely insane. And I wasn't recording. That's because my computer is sometimes a little bit slow and weird, and sometimes it will, like, say that it's using too much CPU when I'm recording for too long, and sometimes I just shut it off when I want to just experience the game. So this is just a tribute.
Look into my eyes and it's easy to see. 1 and 1 make 2, 2 and 1 make 3. It was destiny.
But during this game, where I was literally on fire, like my finger would touch my mouse and it would set. It is now melted. My
Enchanting.
mouse is melted. I still had somebody complain about me playing Widow, and where maybe my Cost of Widowmaker video made you think that I was on this side of the argument that doesn't like Widows on your team, that's not true at all. I like competent Widows on any team, because Widow is such a strong character, and where there is a cost to playing her, namely that you can't have a body on the field, that cost is paid for by a good Widow, by a Widow who can actually carry the team and how they support it. Plus, you have to keep in mind, when you have a Widow on your team, the other team has to play differently. Because if they just engage the way they would normally, they will die. Because Widow coverage is strong. She's one of the only heroes that without an ult can kill you in one shot. I mean, she's extremely, extremely powerful in the right situations. And where in the cost of playing Widow video and the video before that we talked about how I got my 67% win rate with Widow by playing her only in very exact situations. Well, I thought it would be funny if I used her in a bunch of other situations and then watched that win rate decline to something closer to 50%. But it hasn't. I've been playing her on Nubani for the entire match, both in competitive and in regular, both on offense and on defense, expecting my win rate to go down. And where it did go down, it went down 2%. So I have 65% win rate right now with Widowmaker. She is incredibly powerful in the right hands. And I don't understand why it is that people feel the need to complain about her. I understand complaining about competency. You should always pick a character, especially in competitive, that you feel comfortable playing, that is somebody you are competent with. The idea of competitive, the very notion of competitive, is something that, as a player, means you should take it seriously. However, sometimes the person's most serious pick is their Widowmaker, because it's who they put the most time into. It's who they can do the most work with. And you need to really evaluate somebody based on their own personal merits, or lack thereof, instead of just hating a character. And what I've been experiencing a lot recently is hate. That's not true in every game. Sometimes I'll pick Widow and people will be very happy with my performance, will know that I'm doing a good job. You can usually tell when that happens when people go out of their way to boost you, to support you, to make sure that you survive. But that's very atypical. I mean, most of the time I pick Widow, and before I get out the door or fire a shot, I get a lot of critiques. You should switch off Widow. And right now I'm playing on the Asian server, where they mostly speak Chinese. And although I can speak Chinese, I'm still not entirely sure what Widowmaker's Chinese name is, but they start complaining, and I always guess it's about me, and then somebody later will clarify that it is. So here you have people complaining about either my character or my performance, when in actuality, I have all of the gold medals. I am preventing the enemy Pharah from ever getting in the air, and the enemy team is afraid to go out into open sight lines. The most ridiculous thing about all of this is that sometimes I'll get the complaints when my team is doing a fine job pushing. And really, the only valid complaint you can make about Widow is that she can't help actually be on the point and help push the point. But if your team's not having a problem doing that, why would you ever complain about your Widowmaker? The moral of the story is this: if you know better than they do, if you know that you're playing Widow competently, if you know that there is no better way for you to contribute to the team than to play Widow, then don't listen to people. So the next time that you are carrying a game and somebody starts complaining about your performance, give them an appropriate response.
Can't tie your shoes?
I can't tie my shoes, but I
Buy flowers for.
your bitch.